Hey folks, Will here again with Happily Ever Outdoors, and welcome to another Saturday Sit Down. This week we're going to talk a little bit on how to get outside whether or not the weather decides to cooperate. So keep watching. Alright guys, so this is actually going to be a pretty quick video. I've got to knock this out real fast. It's been a super busy week between work and doing new videos for you guys, and I'm actually heading to Washington, D.C. this weekend for a work trip, but actually going to get a chance to kind of check out a few things with the family, so that's exciting, but it's coming up quick and I'm running out of days to do this video. Of course, as of the filming of this video, it is February here in the state of New Jersey, and this time of year can definitely be tricky when it comes to the weather. You deal with a lot of ups and downs in the temperature, raining one day, not raining the next. It's really all over the place. And it's kind of ironic because I did this video really more to focus on dealing with the cold and the wet weather, and today we actually had a really unseasonably warm day. It's in the mid 70s right now. But I just wanted to share 3 quick tips with you guys on how to keep getting outside even when the weather is a little unpredictable. Alright guys, so I just had to get resituated a little bit. I apologize if you get any sun glare or anything in any of the shots in this video. It is right around sunset, so the light's getting a little tricky. But tip number 1, and this is going to help a lot with avoiding too much frustration when the weather is unpredictable, and that's to keep your plans flexible. Now, when you're not sure what the weather is going to do, planning far out in advance can be really tricky. So it's usually better, at least in my experience, to kind of plan shorter term trips so you have a better idea of what the weather is going to do. I also try to avoid anything where I'm really going to have a lot of money tied up, because if something happens and the weather changes and it ruins my plans and I can't get that money back, that makes it even more frustrating. Another thing along the lines of being flexible is to just be watching the weather, and sometimes maybe the weather will turn for the positive, on Friday or something like that, and you'll realize you've got a really good day on Saturday to get out, so come up with something real quick and get out. So basically I'm just trying to say, take advantage of the good weather when you can, because you never know when you might lose it again. Alright, so point number 2 is that if you're in an area where the weather is just really unpredictable, you might want to consider some alternatives. An example would be like an indoor swimming pool or a water park, or maybe going to a museum or an indoor playground if you've got kids. So sometimes the best way to avoid getting caught in nasty weather is just to do something where you don't got to worry about the weather. Sure, this may not technically be getting outside, but you can still get exercise, you can still learn, you can still grow, and you can still have a fun time. Now, if you're still really set on getting outside, you might consider, instead of like a backpacking trip or maybe a tent camping weekend, to rent a cabin. That way you know you have stable shelter and you can go on day hikes from that cabin. But if something does go really crazy, a big storm comes in, you know you've got somewhere you can sleep and you're warm and dry and you won't lose out on the weekend. Lastly, if you have the means, you might consider taking a vacation elsewhere. Maybe during the worst part of the year with the nasty weather, that's the perfect time to go to a warmer climate, check out a different environment you've never been in, and you won't even have to worry about that nasty weather. The third tip is to be prepared. So you're going to want to check the weather, make sure you understand the climate where you're going, make sure you understand the risks in case it did get really rainy. How might that affect the safety of the trails that you're on? And of course, always make sure you have the right layers, the right wet weather clothing, and the right emergency gear in case the weather does take a turn for the worst. Along with this, make sure you've got a good exit strategy so you can get to safely quickly if you need to in the case of more severe weather. And you might want to think about having a backup, especially if you've got kids along for the ride, in case you have to take them back to the house so they still have a fun time. Now, of course, these have just been a few quick tips of ours. We would love to hear from you guys. How do you stay motivated during the winter months when the weather can be unpredictable? It can mess up your trips. And if you have a family, how do you make sure that you can all still get outside, have a good time, and be safe during these more unpredictable winter months? Now, before we close out, I definitely want to share with you guys our featured small outdoor content creator of the week. And this week it's going to be Nature Tech Family. Now, the Nature Tech family are good friends of ours, and you might have seen I already gave them a little quick shout out a few weeks ago, but I just think they've got a really great YouTube channel that deserves a little bit closer attention. And if you guys enjoy our content, especially the more family-oriented part of our channel, I think you'll really love theirs. Now, they sent in a really great bio as well as a really awesome intro video for their channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll that footage for you guys while I read their bio. Nature Tech Family is a family of 4 that tries to inspire today's tech-driven families to get outside more and teaches how to use both old and new technologies to enjoy the outdoors together. Tom grew up in New Jersey Pine Barrens, and Carrie was raised in the wetlands of mid-Michigan. Their love for the outdoors led them to become leaders in various wilderness schools, camps, and groups, promoting survival skills and nature training to help people feel more comfortable outside. When they started the family, they knew that being outside and seeing special places like America's national parks was going to be a pivotal part of their children's upbringing. As a family, they try to experience special and unique adventures to show families that if they can do it, so can anyone. They started their YouTube channel in 2015 as a means to share with others their combined 30-plus years of wilderness training and experiences. Their videos focus on family adventures and their gear or tools that can supplement family camping, hiking, and survival. They also hope to provide an inside look at wild animals and nature through their photography. In the end, they attempt to inspire every channel visitor to get up, get out, and go have an adventure. Alright, as you guys can probably tell, it's some pretty cool stuff, so I'll make sure and throw the link to their channel on the end of this video, as well as in the description below, along with the rest of their social media info. So make sure you check them out, and if it's your kind of content, why don't you go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys again for joining us on another Saturday Sit Down. Don't forget to comment below, and we hope to see you next time around. As always, thank you for your support, and until next time, stay happy and stay outdoors.